Greg, jealous. It's been, I think we're up to episode 8 now. Doesn't matter what number we're up to. The best thing is that it's the quality and these chats that we get to have together each time. So yeah, good to see you, mate.
Yeah, you too, Willie.
Right on, and we'll just rip straight into it. This week I've just got it up here that how 1 hour a day can build your future or builds your future. And just on that, I'll just scroll down to our first little question. It was like, because most people will say, Greg or Willie or whoever, I don't have time. But that 1 hour per day, if we wake up earlier 1 hour a day, every day for 1 year, that's obviously 365 hours in a year.
Massive.
That we can have extra in our lives. And what we do with that extra hour per day can make a massive difference. And I know that you love this kind of stuff. I've just got a couple of examples and then I'll let you rip away into it. But that could be learning a new skill, could be building a business, it could be training, looking after your body, could be reading books, looking after your mind, could be improving your health in whichever way that is, there's many different ways of that. Your mindset work could be spending an hour with someone like yourself or your studies that you can take people through. Could be family time, an hour a day of family time extra. Could be studying. It could be creating content like we're doing right now for our 1 hour a day or 1 hour a week. It could be changing your future. So is there any of those that really stick out for you or just something you'd love to mention on this?
Pretty much there's only one that I'm going to really go for, and that's mindset, spending that extra hour a day on mindset, because that's what I've done for years now. And study is another big one. That helps with mindset. When you're using it, it's all about knowledge. See, the biggest thing in the world is ignorance, not knowing. And the opposite to that is knowledge. And how do you get knowledge? You get knowledge through study and understanding. And then that's when you start becoming more aware of who you are, how you're operating. So without a doubt, for me, if you can get that extra hour, and everybody can, the whole reason of we're talking about this is everybody usually sleeps in that extra hour or they muck around. I heard something the other day, I forget who it was talking about it, that says if you're working in a job, for instance, for 8 hours, look at all the other time that you got. Now you can sleep for 6 to 8 hours. Look at that time that's left. What do you do with it? What do you do with those extra hours? There's quite a few of them there, by the way.
Yeah.
And admittedly, there's some people do work big hours.
Yep.
The question I'd ask, are they productive hours? A lot of people are working hours.
And it's a choice too.
And absolutely. So, definitely getting up that hour early in the morning. For me, I'm usually 2 hours. I'm an early morning riser. I like to go to bed fairly early and then rise fairly early as well. So I'm not really, I do a bit of study at night sometimes, but that extra hour a day, which I find easy enough to get up in the morning, it's a great time because you're refreshed, you've had a lot of sleep, so your body's all ready to go. And it could be, like you, it could be fitness. It could be going, getting to the gym, going that a little bit earlier, working on the body. But for me, it's definitely the best thing you can do, whether it's for business, whether it's for all those things you mentioned. Mindset is going to be coming down to the basis of having that correct, because it's really about that being productive time. So if you've got your mindset right and you understand it, then you have that awareness, and then you start using your time and being productive time instead of unproductive. That's massive.
Oh yeah, because I do know you're just saying that. For me, it's about the fitness or the health. Sometimes it's not. I can just do it can be just literally just an hour to myself early morning, getting up, just going for that walk, putting in the kind of music I might want to listen to while I'm walking. I'm connecting with nature. You've seen some of the stuff I've been producing lately, whether it's I've just been enjoying walking lately. So I like to walk the beach, get that sunrise, go up into the bush, up into Eve's bush there, have that connection there with nature. It's just time to yourself, time to reflect, time to be aware of where your thoughts are, where your mind is at. And mine is my mindset as well. I've been but at the same time, I'm getting the best benefits of getting out, getting the body moving, being in a beautiful part of the country and into nature, and yeah, just having that time out for myself so that I can have a good think. I've got my fresh air, have my contact with nature again. I go for my swim, then I go back home, and then I'm ready to give because I've filled my cup, and that's how I like to start my days. Not every day, but it is a great way, because the days that I don't do that, or if I do stay in bed a bit longer, or I might just get up and I could start scrolling or just wasting time. It might be good in that moment. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this rest in the bed or scrolling or having a look through mindless whatever it is. Afterwards, it's like, oh, now I'm rushing around and, oh, why did I do that? And I didn't get my exercise in. I didn't get to the beach, and I just driven past the beach now and it looks beautiful out there. So it's just so funny how we choose how we get to spend that extra hour a day, if that's the case. Some might be more than an hour, some might only be 30 minutes. But I am aware now, and awareness is a big thing that Greg and I have just been talking about for the last hour offline. Once you're aware of all the things that are going on, it comes down to us personally. Sometimes we try to fix the world where we just need to focus on us first. So yeah, fire away some more knowledge and wisdom. We should be recording this earlier because some of the stuff that Greg just talks about, I'm lucky that I have had the opportunity to have Greg in my life and people like you, and it's just those healthy connections, relationships. That's what I love to do. But I feel people pay thousands to be with someone like Greg. And I feel if you put the right things out in life, you can attract this energy. And I've managed to attract a lot of things in my life, whether it's positive or negative. But one of the great positives is having you, Greg, in my life. And I'm lucky to be able to have these moments, but I feel that I have created it to have that time, and we do share a lot of common knowledge, but it's very different, and I just love learning from your wisdom. So yeah, I might have stolen everything from there. Go for it.
The interesting thing about that, Willie, is, you know what, up until I was 39 years old, I never knew any of this stuff. You know, I was not aware of any of this stuff. And I was doing okay. You know, I had a pretty good lifestyle, a great family, great home, had the toys, lots of work in my business. So I was doing okay. There was no real reason. But you know what you're saying there, I mean, the value that I can help people with now and the value that I get out of it myself by just doing that extra hour a day, to be honest. It's actually, I do more. I never ever used to get up at any or early hours of the morning to go and study. No way. And it was always get up early to go and lay concrete. It was always get up early to go to the job. It was never about getting up early and going studying and learning to become aware and improve myself and my results and who I am and learn who I am as a person. It never even crossed my mind right up until I was 39 years old. So now, you know, all this has come since, and it's really coming from those early hours of the morning where I've come out and just read the books. It was reading at the beginning, it was studying, and it was like studying is huge. Reading these books, there's so much good knowledge out there. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. There's lots of different books that are available that help you understand who you are and how that you can benefit. And this means if a part of what you want to do is another hobby, if it might be a business, it may be get fit and all that. If you study about your mindset and understand how to use it, so much, and how much we waste. You know, we waste a lot of time, like you're saying, Facebook and on social media and that. Man, it is one of the biggest procrastinators there is out there. Sure, there's some good stuff on there at times, and you're probably looking at this on it, but at the same time, it steals time. It steals the time away from us. And this is interesting. When a lot of people say they haven't got time, and yet you'll find out that they've spent over an hour or more on playing around on a gadget, you know, scrolling through. It's easy to do.
Yeah, I'd be scared to look at the hours that I do spend on my phone in a day.
Yeah, well, it's because to be honest, we're in a hypnotic state. It's no different. TV, we're in a hypnotic state. So when we get into those states, when we're actually in that scrolling and whatever we're doing, we're in this, it's like a procrastination type hypnosis. And we just sit there, and that's why we can go through an hour, a couple of hours doing that, no problem at all, and just wasting it. Now, while we're talking about that extra hour in the morning of doing something that's going to benefit you, help you, move you forward, I mean, listen to those hours, listen to those days that it turns to in a year.
Yep.
What can you do in that time?
Yep.
See, a lot of the thing is a lot of people don't realize that they can. This is the number one thing. A lot of people, it's one of the things we talk about goal setting is, and the number one thing is once you set your big C-type goal, the first question you ask are that, am I able? And a lot of people don't think they're able. And the truth is everybody is able. It's a fact that goes back for as long as you go back in history and study anywhere, whether it be in science or in theologians, it doesn't really matter. You are definitely able. Have a look at what we've got in the world that's been made by man or woman. We're definitely able. Is not even the
This technology that we're using right now.
Absolutely. So the able is, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. You are definitely able. So you just get that extra hour and go for whatever you want to be doing and study it. Study what it is that you want, and guess what? You'll be absolutely shocked of what happens. I'm a result of it.
Yep.
Definite result. I would not have this knowledge if I hadn't done that extra hour, or I'd actually do 2-3 hours extra, which is really put into my study time.
And for those that are constantly wanting to improve in their lives, that will constantly change as well, what they want to work on next or what they want to become better at, or like I'm just thinking of it in my own terms, and it's amazing how many different cycles and periods that I've gone through in my life, career, the whole lot. It's like, yeah, right, I want to be a great rugby player. And then things start to change, and then you start to have a couple, a relationship, and we've been speaking about this recently. And it's amazing, even with a family. Now, my goals and where I am at right now, all these things, and now that I'm even more aware, it's right now I want to start focusing more on this, because this is really important for me now and where I'm at in my life. And this is the kind of things, it used to be, maybe it could be a business. I just wanted to focus on business, but then I'll start to forget other things that are happening in my life. And I'm just so happy that I'm becoming aware, understanding more, and I'm just so grateful that I've got people like yourself in my life to make me realize, and look in the mirror. And why are these things happening? Why have I got the results, or I don't have the results that I'm wanting? Well, what's been going on? Have you really? It's not about this or that. It comes down to what you just said to me before offline. It comes down to you, and you've got to put it back on you. You've got to think about what you've done, what you've attracted, and why the things are happening. Can you help us on this one there, Greg?
Yeah, absolutely. It's what I think I've talked about it before, is we are 100% responsible for our own life and responsibilities. That's it. You know, so many people don't. They look away. They look on the outside. They look for help outside, thinking that the answers are out there. They're not. They're within. But you don't know that. You absolutely don't know that until you actually study and find out more about yourself. And it is really mindset. It's crazy. It's so simple in a lot of ways. When I show it to people, it's such a simple, the way that we've been taught through Bob Proctor's system with the stick person. And it's such a simple concept, and yet it's very complicated for a lot of people. And they make it complicated because they're not aware of what's going on. And when you actually understand what's going on, it's pretty basic. And you just, once you actually start practicing and doing those exercises and making sure that you're staying in line and knowing who you are, and then finding out you're responsible for everything. It's not about them. It's not about there. It's the old story. You point one finger at somebody, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you.
Yeah.
Because this is it. Take responsibility for yourself. Your whole world changes. Your whole world changes. Let's be honest. The world the governments, everything in the world don't really want you to do that. They want you to depend on other things. That's the way that a lot of the economy likes to work, but it's not the way the future. The future is you've got to be 100% accountable to yourself. Look after, you know what's going on. When you know how you operate, you've got control of you, and then you can got control of your circumstances, and you've got control of your results.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because quite often we'll be, oh, why is this happening to me? And why has this person done this and that? Bring it back to yourself. And that's what, thanks to you as well, I really have been thinking about this in my own life right now. And it's like, well, I can only look after me right now. I can only focus on how I want to attract and bring things into my life instead of trying to control circumstances. Just work within, and the rest of it will just naturally flow in. From what I'm understanding.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, you that's one thing you can do. You can control what's going on within you. You can't control what's going on with everybody else out there. I mean, I did hear a joke at one stage where they says that, if a doctor tried to fix everybody's problems so that I could be right, they got a big issue they're never going to solve that problem, because you can't go out there. There's only one way to fix it, and that's within yourself. Now, a lot of people would say, yeah, but what about all the bad things that are going on? Well, guess what? Are they bad? Who knows what's bad? Who knows what? There's an old saying
What can be taken from this?
John Keogh used to always say to us about who knows what's good luck or bad luck. Maybe it's good luck. And there's a story that goes with that about the farmer whose boy was
I don't know if we've shared this story, so can you throw the story at us now?
Well, the story that John always told us was about the farmer, and he had his son, and some wild horses come onto his property. And the neighbours says, you come over and says, wow, you're so lucky, or you've got all these wild horses arriving. And the owners of the farmer said, who knows what's good luck or bad luck? Maybe it's bad luck. So he thought, well, seeing he had these horses, he might as well put them in the yard and break them in, and he could sell them and make some good money on that. So what he did was he got his son out there to break in these horses. Well, his son fell off the horse and broke his leg. The neighbour come over and says, oh, my friend, how bad, what absolute bad luck. Your son has broken his leg. That's terrible. He can't work for you anymore. And the father says, well, who knows what's good luck or bad luck? Maybe it's good luck. So anyway, not long after that, a war broke out, and they come along looking for soldiers. And when they came in to pick up the young guy to go and fight overseas, because he had a broken leg, he couldn't go. So in the end, he missed out on going to war. So the neighbour come over and says, wow, you're so lucky, that your son, he stayed at home. He never had to go overseas. And like the father says, who knows what's good luck or bad luck? Maybe it's good luck and maybe it's bad luck. And that story can go on forever and ever. And so we never really know it. It's really, at the end of the day, it's which side of the coin you're looking at. Is it bad luck? Sometimes that isn't what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's actually a promised opportunity for you to go for. But then again, this is all mindset. This is how you look at it. It's the attitude. It's the attitude of how you see these sort of things happening. And if you've got if you're not aware of it, and you just see it from the bad side, well, guess what? You're just going to get more of the same.
Yeah. Yeah, because one that I've always sort of loved over the years as well is like people will go, oh, yeah, but the problem is, and it's like if we can replace that word with opportunity, and it's like, well, the opportunity is, and naturally we do sort of go into our own lives and this, and we see the problems in this, but it's like if we can reshape that, if we can look in the mirror, if we can have a think about, okay, what's happening? Okay, why is it happening? And okay, is this a problem or is this an opportunity to make something better or to create something better from this opportunity? That's very special for me. What do you think?
Yeah, well, see, it's interesting, what we're talking about here too is about positive and negative. And how many times have you heard people say, oh, what's all this positive rubbish, load of... It's just ignorance. It's just ignorance that you're hearing there. I used to say it myself. I used to say it myself in a long time. I had a very negative point of view in my younger days, absolute negative. So, I know what that sounds like and how it feels when you're putting that out there, because you don't believe in that stuff.
No.
But the truth is because you don't know who you are, you don't know how you operate, and you don't know really enough about the universe and what goes on, about where it's all energy. And there's positive and negative. There's equal of each. So no matter what you put out there, if it's negative and it's real bad, guess what? On the other side, there's real good. It doesn't really matter. It could be small, a small thing that's bad. Well, there's a small thing that's good in that bad thing. It doesn't matter, because that's the law of polarity. Everything has an opposite. So you've got positive, negative. There's up, down. There's in, out. The tide goes in, night follows day. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same. There's always an opposite to everything. But you've just got to know, with an attitude, to look at whatever you see. If you've seen something you don't want, you've got to look at what is it that I do want that's involved in that.
Oh, this is gold. Okay, I do have some questions for you though, Greg, and the first one is around awareness. Why do people say that they don't have time, yet they lose hours every day?
Well, I mean, we're coming back to non-productive activities. A lot of people are not, if you actually looked at the time that they were being productive and actually doing what they need to do, like we talked about there before, scrolling through social media. How many people spend, maybe even 15 minutes doing that? What could have they done in that 15 minutes? How many times do they go to the coffee machine? How many times do they just stand around thinking about, they're trying to work something out, but the whole time they're not, they're just procrastinating.
Have you been watching me, Greg? This sounds everything that I do. The coffee machine, the scrolling, and they're just standing there.
Absolutely, because our mind, the old paradigm, it just wants us to keep safe and just keep normal. It doesn't want us to exert. You can imagine, I can see exactly why it does, because it doesn't want for you, Willie, this is exactly, if the body's idle, you're not going to get puffed. If you're standing around, you're not going to feel sore if you've had to go and lift something that you're not normally, and you're going to build muscle. See, all these things. So what's the normal thing to do to stay safe and away from pain? Don't do anything.
Yeah.
And guess what? That's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
Right? So you're not being productive in your time. So when you say you haven't got time, really, I'll tell you that the best thing to do, get yourself a paper and put down 24 hours. And every hour that you're awake, start logging down what you're doing every 15 minutes.
Damn.
Some people would say, oh, that's a lot of work. How long is it going to take you?
Yeah.
Not very long.
One day.
But it's going to absolutely expose you to how much time you're actually using and how much time you're actually losing.
Well, maybe that would be a great bit of homework for not just anyone else that could be listening to this, but maybe for myself. That would really expose me, I feel, like you just said. But it's probably really what everyone does need, and that is to be able to really have a clear view of how they think they spend their time and how they actually spend their time. No, I'm productive, I do this, and I journal and this, that. But if you count those in 15-minute blocks, that would be pretty scary to see how much time you actually do have, but you just didn't use it.
Absolutely.
It's easy to say and it's harder to do, to be productive all the time, and hey, the body does need to rest too, but there's different levels of it, I guess.
And also on that too, look, there are some people that are actually really busy. And there are sometimes they need to look at why are they so busy, because usually a lot of people end up like wanting control. So they want to do everything. You've got to actually manage it. You've got to manage and find and have trust. Again, we're coming back to mindset, believing in yourself and believing in the help and getting help around things. If you're flat out, and if you think you're that special that nobody else can replace you, well, you're obviously not looking far, because it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
There's always somebody that can help you. But if you don't want it, if the ego is stepping in and the ego is saying, no, nobody can replace my job. You know, what I do is special. Well, you need to actually have a good look around and have a look at yourself and see what's happening here. Why are you putting yourself in a position that you are busy all the time? It's not about being busy.
Yeah.
In fact, if it comes to work and you're busy, you should ask yourself the question that Bob used to always say, we're not meant to work. We're meant to be doing things that we love to do. And so many people are busy, doing things that they don't really want to be doing. They're doing it for a paycheck. They're not doing what they love to do. They should be looking at things that they really will want to be doing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there's all sorts of paradigms around business. You know, people have, from a very young age, have been told to be busy. You've got to be busy. We tell the story there about the guy that was on the building site, and then it was his first day. He arrived on the job, and there was nobody there. So he thought, wow, I better look busy. So he picked up a piece of 4x2 around the back, and he walked around and round and round the house. And later on, the boss arrived, and the neighbour yelled out to the boss. He says, man, oh man, you have got the busiest guy I've ever seen. He's been carrying timber from the back to the front all day. And the fact is the guy thought, well, he better look busy, otherwise he won't get the job. So the moral of the story is, what was he doing? He was just walking around the house trying to look busy. The neighbour was very impressed, but he wasn't really doing anything. He was just trying to please.
Yeah. Oh, you've got me again, Greg. You keep pulling these ones out on me. I am a busy person, but it's like, how productive am I? And am I using the best of my time in those moments? Okay, well, we'll move on to the next one. And I think we've pretty much said this anyway. It's how powerful can 1 extra hour a day become over time? So we can go straight to this one. What happens mentally when someone starts becoming proactive instead of reactive?
Again, sometimes that's ego, the old ego. You know, it's the same thing. It's just what we're saying about the people. Sometimes people are busy, and are they really busy? They think that they are the only ones that can do the job. No, there's other people. And if you're that good at it, you can teach somebody to do it. What's wrong with the teaching skills then? Because somebody would say, no, it takes too long. Listen to all that stuff. You're putting in excuses and telling stories about why these things can't happen. The truth is, it's not true. You just got to be productive in doing what you're good at and go through it. Answer your question there too before there, Willie. A lot of the times when people aren't doing this stuff is because they haven't got a goal, a real goal that they want to, a goal with a date on. When you have a goal and it's got a date on it, you know that if you're not heading towards that thing, well, what are you doing? And a lot of the time...
Cruise control.
Yep. It's awesome, like having a goal. For me, I think it's wonderful because it brings you back. It brings you back on point. It's like the aeroplane on autopilot. It's forever trying to go off course, but the autopilot just bringing it back the whole time. This is the same thing in our lives.
Destination, right?
Yep, and that's the same as in our life. If we're busy and we're finding all reasons and we're not being productive, is because we're most probably doing things that we don't need to be doing. So set that goal, set that time, and then keep your focus on it.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'll go down to the next one, and it's habits and growth. So what could someone realistically achieve with 365 hours in a year? And we did mention that in that last part, from learning something, reading, studying, becoming a better version of them. But with that, why are small daily habits more powerful than short bursts of motivation?
Well, I think your daily habits is coming back to paradigm, because that's what a paradigm is. A paradigm is a multitude of habits, and it's in your subconscious mind. So that's talking about autopilot. That's what that is.
Yep.
Right. Those are systems that we've put in place, and they could have been put in through ancestors. It could have been put in mainly through the first 7 years of your life, and you're not even aware how they operate. If you putting in the right, and if they're not performing, if you're not getting the right results that you want, well, then you need to look at your paradigm and those habits that you're talking about, and you need to change them, because they definitely aren't performing for you.
Yeah.
And they're giving you unproductive activities. So
this would come back to our awareness again.
Absolutely.
Once we're aware of this,
Absolutely.
then we can actually
Yep.
make the changes to start logging
Yep.
them in, so that it just does become our paradigm and it does become our subconscious.
Absolutely.
Instead of that, just the ways that we react.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is I'll go through it again. What we talked about before we come on camera was about how the paradigm works. See, the paradigm is those habits and beliefs, but the truth is the conscious mind, which is really in control. But when the paradigm is so strong, those habits and beliefs become automatic.
Yep.
They actually bypass. We go and do things that we don't even think about doing, we're doing them. So that's why people say consciously, look, I want to do this. I'm going to do this today. And then at the end of the day, they look and they think, oh, why didn't I do that? I said this morning I would do that and I never did it. Why didn't I do that? Well, your paradigm took over. It went into automatic mode. Now, people would say, yeah, but I was consciously aware. Yeah, you are. But if you want to change that paradigm, you have to be consciously aware all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why we call for persistence, because persistence is the thing that is going to keep talking from the conscious down to the subconscious to slowly reprogram those habits and beliefs. When you do that, if you constant space repetition over and over and over again, and it takes persistence and it takes time, and then we will slowly change those paradigms, and then we'll get the results that we really do want. But if that old habits and old beliefs are running the show, you got to look out. And what does that sound like, or what does it feel like? Well, it's comfort. You're doing something that's comfortable. Give you an idea. When you go in the shower tomorrow, see how you do. What do you clean first? I will guarantee you will go through the same body parts
routine
every day.
Yeah.
It'll be, for me, I start with my right hand, cleaning my left hand.
Yeah.
And then I've got a whole procedure that I go through. I've noticed it because of it, exactly because of the subject. Now change that hand over and put the scrubber on the other side. It's all weird.
Yeah.
Things start changing on you. So
start brushing your teeth with your left hand, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. Try writing with the normal hand.
So just on that, like that just made me think. Like, for example, when I get out of the shower, when I grab my towel, there's a certain way that I'll dry myself as well. There's a certain way that I'll put my toothpaste on my toothbrush and brush my teeth.
Yep.
Certain way I'll make my coffee in the morning. But also, there was something I was just meaning when you're on that last part, but all those small daily things that become your subconscious, correct?
Yeah.
Or your paradigm.
Your habits.
Your habits, the small daily habits. It's the same, I was thinking of it, that can relate to pretty much anything in life. And I was thinking of being a coach and in the gym scene. It's like what small daily habits of exercise or training or weight training and all those healthy deposits of repetitions, of sessions, of sets, of days, of weeks, of months and years. It just gives you the results. Whether you're doing them or not doing them, you'll have a positive or a negative result. And that's why this question was about why are small daily habits more powerful than short bursts of motivation? Because it just impacts that subconscious or that paradigm for the, so that it becomes more natural.
Well, you're fighting, see, the most motivational will be short term, because the paradigm will actually take back over. See, like you, just hearing you say that, I know from your years and years of physical training and that if you don't do it, you feel weird. The days that somebody says to you, right, Willie, you're not training, you're not doing anything, you're just going to get up today and you're just going to get on with your normal day and you're not going to go anywhere near weights, or you're not going to do any walking, you're just going to get up and sit in a chair all day. I would guarantee you by lunchtime you'll be biting at the bit to get out and go for a walk at least for 100 yards, or go out to and grab your machine and jump on the cycle machine, or do
some
something.
push-ups or some
do a
squats
few
or
push-ups or something. Otherwise,
wave the body and the arms around.
Absolutely, or otherwise you'll just feel unnatural.
Yeah, I'm already here, just sitting on here on my chair like this, because we've been just chatting for an hour beforehand, and now we're coming up to our 35 minutes now. So. But no, I love this, and we've had a couple of weeks off this podcast right now, and it's just amazing how to get back into this routine, small habits, and just to be able to be back here with you today there, Greg. It's those small habits over time that do build. So I look forward to expanding on this. It was just good to have that awareness today, and then habits, and how 1 extra hour per day of whatever it is that you do, whether it is positive or negative, but how you can really change your life or anything in your life by these small 1 hour, and that, I mean, it depends. It could be minutes, it could be hours, it could be you spend 2 to 3 extra hours a day on it. But just that's one powerful daily small habit that you can make to make a big difference in your life, correct?
An hour is good, because an hour is something that you can take off an hour of sleep. Just get up that little bit earlier. And to be honest, if you're getting up a bit earlier, why don't you go to bed a bit earlier?
Yeah.
Because you'll most probably be watching TV or doing something
up later.
And doing something that you're not really, like I says, if you're working 8 hours, even if you're working 10 hours, there's still quite a few hours outside of 8 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Some people don't do that. They only do 6 hours sleep.
Yeah.
But I'm a big believer in getting those, at least your 8 hours. I like to see 8 hours sleep, 7 hours. I'm not one of these people that are into 4 hours sleep and going on. There are people that can do that.
Yep.
But yeah, I believe in the rest, because I believe in resting the body. I had a subject the other day. I was talking to a person the other day who was having trouble with sleep, and I says, you've got to realise that's as an important part of your health, and who you are is just as important as anything else, is letting the body rest and to recoup, and it's a time that you need to respect. So you don't need to be lying in bed thinking about a whole lot of stuff. Turn that mind off, relax, and appreciate while you're in bed, you're actually being healthy. You're accumulating. You're virtually charging the batteries, and we need to do that. Otherwise, then we'll deteriorate.
We'll shut down. It's like this phone, right, that we're using right now.
Exactly.
If we don't plug it in, and that's the exact same thing. Awesome podcast today. Awesome chat. Yep. And thank you, Greg. Look forward to having another catch up this time next week.
Welcome, Wally. Always good being here with you, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
See you then.
Have a great one, team.